My sister is a nun, and she went out of the convent and never left her room again. My sister Grace joined the convent when she was 18, just graduated from high school, straight to the Sisters of Mercy. Our parents were so proud. Their daughter is a bride of Christ. They put her convent photo on the mantle next to my college graduation picture. For 15 years, Grace was the perfect nun, taught at the convent school, led prayer groups, and visited the sick. Mother Superior always mentioned her in the Christmas newsletter as an example of devotion. The other sisters called her Sister Grace the Radiant, because she literally glowed with faith. Then, 3 years ago, Grace left the convent, just showed up at our parents' house one Tuesday morning with a single suitcase, moved into her old bedroom and hasn't left since. Not once. Not for groceries, not for church, not even for Dad's birthday dinner downstairs. Mom brings her meals 3 times a day, leaves the tray outside her door, knocks twice, walks away. An hour later, the empty tray appears back in the hallway. Dad tried to talk to her through the door once. She just said she needed time. That was 3 years ago. The whole family has theories. Aunt Carol thinks Grace lost her faith. Uncle Rob says she probably fell in love with a priest. Our cousin Jackie is convinced something traumatic happened. Mom won't discuss it at all, just says Grace will come out when she's ready. The church people are worse. They whisper about Grace at Mass, say she must have done something terrible to leave after 15 years. The new priest, Father Coleman, actually gave a sermon about people who abandon their calling. Didn't name Grace directly, but everyone knew. Some of the old church ladies stopped bringing casseroles to Mom, said they didn't want to support someone harboring a fallen sister. I tried everything to get Grace to come out, left her favorite books outside the door, had her best friend from high school come over, even got the bishop to write her a letter saying she was welcome back anytime. Nothing worked. The tray system continued. 3 meals a day, every day. Then last month, I was helping Mom clean the attic when I found something weird. Receipts. Hundreds of them. All in Grace's name, all from the past 3 years. But they were for things like computer equipment, recording devices, and international phone cards. How was Grace buying anything if she never left her room? I confronted Mom. She broke down crying and told me everything. Grace didn't leave the convent because she lost her faith. She left because she discovered Mother Superior and Father Anthony were stealing from the collection funds. Not small amounts either. Hundreds of thousands of dollars meant for the homeless shelter and food bank. Grace reported it to the diocese. They told her to stay quiet, said it would hurt the church's reputation. When she refused, they gave her a choice. Leave voluntarily and keep her pension, or get formally expelled and lose everything. She took the pension. But Grace didn't give up. For 3 years, she's been in that room building a case. She learned computer forensics online, traced every missing dollar through financial records she'd photographed before leaving. She's been calling former students whose families made large donations that mysteriously disappeared, recording testimonies from other sisters who were too scared to speak up. She hasn't left her room because she's been meeting with FBI agents through video calls. Apparently, embezzling from a religious organization that takes federal grants is a serious crime. She needed to stay hidden because Mother Superior had connections everywhere in town. If anyone knew Grace was investigating, the evidence would disappear. The tray thing wasn't even about being a hermit. Grace had to maintain strict schedules for calls with investigators in different time zones. Mom was helping by keeping up appearances that Grace was having some kind of breakdown, so no one would suspect anything. 2 weeks ago, the FBI raided the convent at dawn. Mother Superior was arrested in her office, still wearing her habit. Father Anthony tried to run, but they caught him at the airport with a suitcase full of cash and a ticket to Costa Rica. Turns out they'd stolen nearly $2 million over 10 years. The local news went crazy. All those church ladies who'd been gossiping about Grace suddenly remembered how they'd always thought something was off about Mother Superior. The bishop released a statement thanking the brave whistleblower who came forward. Never mentioned it was the same nun he'd told to keep quiet 3 years ago. Yesterday, Grace finally came downstairs for breakfast. Full story on channel, link below.